In a shocking turn of events, King Charles III has stepped down from his role as the monarch of the British royal family. This unprecedented move has sent shockwaves through the United Kingdom and around the world. Camilla, Queen Consort, has reportedly been deeply affected by this development, with sources close to the palace describing her as being in tears. This decision marks a significant moment in British history, altering the future of the monarchy in ways that were previously unimaginable. The announcement came after a series of private meetings within the royal family, leading to the king's official abdication. The news of King Charles III stepping down as the monarch of the British royal family has reverberated across the globe, marking a historic moment in the centuries-old institution. This decision, which has taken many by surprise, was made following a series of private discussions within the royal family. The gravity of the situation is evident, as sources close to Buckingham Palace have revealed that Queen Consort Camilla has been deeply moved by the decision, with reports indicating that she has been brought to tears by the turn of events. King Charles' decision to abdicate has not only shaken the foundations of the monarchy, but has also left the public and royal watchers in a state of disbelief. After years of waiting in the wings, as the heir apparent, Charles ascended to the throne, following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. His reign, though short, has been marked by attempts to modernize the monarchy and address the changing dynamics of British society. However, his decision to step down comes as a significant departure from royal tradition, where abdications are rare and often carry considerable implications. In the days leading up to the announcement, there were whispers of tension and uncertainty within the royal household. Insiders have suggested that Charles faced mounting pressure, both from within the family and from external forces, to reconsider his role. The king's health, public opinion, and the future of the monarchy were reportedly central to these discussions. Despite the challenges, many believed that Charles would continue to fulfill his duties as monarch. However, the final decision to abdicate indicates the weight of the considerations he had to bear. Camilla, who has stood by Charles's side for decades, is said to have been particularly affected by the decision. As Queen Consort, she has faced her own share of public scrutiny and challenges. The prospect of Charles stepping down from the throne has added a personal dimension to the situation, amplifying the emotional toll it has taken on her. Those close to the couple have described Camilla as being visibly distressed, struggling to come to terms with the new reality of their lives. Her tears are a testament to the profound impact this decision has had on those within the royal circle. The implications of King Charles's abdication are vast and complex. For the royal family, it means a sudden shift in the line of succession, with Prince William now poised to take on the role of king sooner than anticipated. This change is likely to have far-reaching consequences for the monarchy, as William's vision for the future may differ significantly from that of his father. The British public, too, is grappling with the news, as they come to terms with the idea of another transition in leadership so soon after the passing of Queen Elizabeth. Internationally, the decision has prompted reactions from world leaders and royal families across the globe. The British monarchy has long been a symbol of continuity and stability, and the abdication of a sitting monarch is a rare and significant event. Allies and observers alike are now closely watching the developments in the UK, seeking to understand the motivations behind Charles's decision and what it means for the future of one of the world's most well-known institutions. In the wake of the announcement, the media has been abuzz with speculation and analysis. Commentators are dissecting the potential reasons behind the king's abdication, from personal health concerns to the desire to pave the way for a younger generation of leadership. The role of public opinion cannot be ignored, as Charles's popularity has fluctuated over the years. Some have suggested that the king may have felt that stepping aside was in the best interest of the monarchy, allowing Prince William and his wife, Catherine, to take on more prominent roles. The abdication of King Charles III has thrown the royal family and the nation into a state of reflection and uncertainty. This decision, rooted in a complex mix of personal, familial, and public considerations, is unprecedented in the modern era. While the monarchy has weathered many storms, this particular event signifies a turning point that may redefine the future of the British royal institution. In the weeks leading up to the abdication, there were subtle signs that all was not well within the royal household. Close observers noted a shift in Charles's public demeanor. His appearances, once marked by a sense of duty and tradition, had become more subdued. Behind the palace walls, the weight of the crown seemed to be taking a toll on him. Although no official statements were made at the time, there were whispers of the king grappling with the demands of his role, compounded by concerns over his health and the increasingly complex political landscape in the UK. Reports have surfaced indicating that King Charles sought counsel from his closest advisors, including senior members of the royal family and trusted confidants. The discussions were said to be intense and fraught with emotion, as Charles weighed the responsibilities of his position against the realities of his personal circumstances. It is believed that he considered all possible outcomes, including the impact his decision would have on the monarchy, his family, and the nation. Ultimately, it seems that the king reached the conclusion that stepping down was the most responsible and dignified course of action. For Queen Consort Camilla, this period has been particularly challenging. Known for her resilience and quiet strength, she has always supported Charles through the ups and downs of public life. However, the prospect of him relinquishing the throne has reportedly shaken her deeply. Camilla's emotional response highlights the personal sacrifice and the human aspect of what is often seen as a purely institutional matter. The tears she has shed reflect not just her concern for Charles, but also the enormous changes they now face as a couple, transitioning from the roles they have both prepared for over many years. The royal family, now faced with the task of navigating this transition, is likely to undergo a period of internal realignment. Prince William, who has been steadily preparing for his future role as king, will now have to accelerate his readiness to assume the throne. William's ascension is expected to bring a new energy and direction to the monarchy, one that aligns with the expectations of a modern, diverse Britain. However, this transition will not be without its challenges. William will need to strike a delicate balance between honoring the traditions of the monarchy and embracing the progressive changes that many believe are necessary for its survival in the 21st century. As the nation processes this seismic shift, reactions have been mixed. There is a sense of sadness and nostalgia among those who have supported King Charles throughout his life, recognizing his dedication to his duties and his efforts to address contemporary issues such as climate change and social inequality. Yet, there is also a sense of cautious optimism as people look to the future with Prince William at the helm. The British public, while often critical of the monarchy, also holds a deep respect for its continuity and the symbolic role it plays in national identity. The coming months will be crucial in determining how this transition is received and what it means for the monarchy's relevance in a rapidly changing world. Internationally, King Charles's abdication has sparked a wide array of responses. Royal families across Europe have expressed their support and solidarity, recognizing the difficult decision Charles had to make. The bustling streets of Brick Lane fell silent for a moment as King Charles III stepped out of his sleek black Range Rover. The monarch, known for his reserved demeanor, was about to embark on an unexpected adventure that would set social media ablaze and capture the world's attention. As King Charles walked into the modest Bangladeshi restaurant, Gram Bangla, nobody expected what was to come next. What happened after King Charles walked into this foreign restaurant, and what did he do? Join us as we explore exactly what happened right after. King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla made an unexpected visit to Gram Bangla, a Bangladeshi restaurant on Brick Lane in East London, known for IBT's many curry houses and cultural diversity. On a February afternoon, the royal couple's arrival surprised both the patrons of the Bangladeshi place and the staff working there. King Charles, dressed in his characteristic suit, created a welcoming and approachable atmosphere that was different from what one would expect from royalty of his status. As he interacted with those in the restaurant, the initial shock of his presence quickly wore off among both diners and employees, turning into excitement among everybody present. What happened next would end up captivating the entire nation. King Charles, known for his reserved demeanor, engaged effortlessly with the restaurant staff and patrons. He exchanged pleasantries with the owner, Shams Uddin, who has been serving the community for over 2 decades. The king's actions at the venue showed a genuine interest in the restaurant's history and cuisine. The highlight of the visit came when the king, in a moment of spontaneity, as he approached the counter, had his eyes light up with curiosity. "What's that you're making?" he inquired, gesturing towards a blender in operation. The young server replied, "It's a mango lassi, Your Majesty." Taking an action that was as unplanned as it was surprising, Charles asked if he could try his hand at making one. The restaurant staff, too stunned to do anything but nod, watched as the King of England rolled up his sleeves and stepped behind the counter. The sight of the monarch performing this everyday task struck a chord with onlookers, who captured the moment on their phones. As news of the royal visit spread, social media was quickly flooded with takes and opinions. Videos of King Charles making a mango lassi were being circulated widely, and they were accompanied by popular hashtags. The sight of the king taking part in such a mundane, everyday activity struck a chord with people around the world, as it showed a more personal glimpse of the king than his typical formal appearances would. What began as a brief stop on a tour of East London soon became a viral sensation. The visit to Gram Bangla had somehow revealed a different side of King Charles, one that was approachable, curious, and open to engaging with the many diverse cultures within the UK. People weighing in on this cultural exchange have held that the event came to symbolize a more modern and relatable British monarchy. The King's visit was part of a series of engagements in East London, aimed at shedding light on the area's cultural heritage and the contributions of its immigrant communities. A step beyond this, though, the King's moment at that restaurant went out of the way of what was expected and endeared him to many who learned of the interaction. The Mango Lassie moment in Brick Lane offered a glimpse into the personality of King Charles III, a man whose life has been shaped by duty, tradition, and a desire for relevance in the modern world. Born more than 7 decades back, Charles Philip Arthur George entered a world still recovering from the ravages of World War II. His upbringing was far from ordinary, marked by the weight of royal expectations and the scrutiny of public life. The king's childhood was a blend of privilege and pressure. Educated first by a governess, then at King Charles at Cheam, and Gordonstown schools, before going to the Trinity College, Cambridge, he developed a deep appreciation for the arts, nature, and philosophy. These early influences would shape his future interests and causes. Despite the formal nature of his upbringing, those close to Charles have often spoken of his sensitive nature and keen intellect, saying he was known for being thoughtful and caring about nature. As the Prince of Wales, a title he held for over 6 decades, Charles carved out a unique role for himself. He founded the Prince's Trust in 1976, a charity that has since helped over 1 million young people. This initiative showcased Charles's commitment to social issues and his desire to make a tangible difference in people's lives. But that's not all. Charles's public image has been complex and often controversial. His marriage to Lady Diana Spencer in 1981 captivated the world, but the following breakdown of their relationship played out painfully in the public eye. The media scrutiny was intense, and Charles's reputation suffered. Yet, through these challenging times, he maintained his focus on his charitable work and environmental advocacy. Charles's passion for environmental causes has been a defining aspect of his public persona. Long before climate change became a mainstream concern, he was warning about the dangers of plastic pollution and the need for sustainable farming practices. He has put this into practice himself at his private residence, Highgrove House, which has a farm, the Duchy Home Farm, as part of the larger Highgrove estate, which includes extensive gardens and farmland. The Duchy Home Farm is fully organic, with organic farming being a stance that King Charles has taken since the 1980s, long before organic farming became much more mainstream. The farm constantly uses sustainable farming practices, avoiding synthetic chemicals, proof that King Charles doesn't just talk, he puts his money, or his farmland, where his mouth is. King Charles has also shown himself to be very interested in different cultures and religions. He is known, for instance, to like learning about art and architecture from around the world. As an example, he has shown interest in Islamic art on multiple occasions, having visited many Muslim countries. In 2022, King Charles visited a Sikh temple, the Guru Nanak Darbar Gurdwara in Luton, and joined in their customs in an unprecedented show of support and appreciation for a different culture than his. He's also been to Japan 5 times in the last several years, including visiting to witness the enthronement of the current Emperor of Japan, Emperor Naruhito, all the way back in 2019 as the Prince of Wales. All along, King Charles has shown interest in not just Japanese culture, but the full breadth of the diverse cultures that make up the United Kingdom. This cultural sensitivity was evident in his visit to the Bangladeshi restaurant in Brick Lane, where he engaged respectfully with the staff and patrons. The passing of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, 2022, marked the end of an era and the beginning of King Charles III's reign. The transition, while expected, was nonetheless a major shift in the British monarchy and the national psyche. Charles, at 73, became the oldest person to ascend to the British throne, bringing with him a lifetime of experience and a clear vision for his role as monarch. The early days of Charles's reign were marked by a delicate balance between mourning and duty. His first address to the nation as king struck a tone of continuity and reassurance, acknowledging the profound loss of his mother while also affirming his commitment to serve. This speech set the stage for a reign that would honor tradition while cautiously embracing necessary changes. When Queen Elizabeth died, Charles became King Charles III. This was a big change for him and for the country. People wondered how he would be different from his mother, who had been queen for 70 years. Public expectations of King Charles vary. There was a desire for him to maintain the steadfast presence that characterized his mother's long reign, providing stability in uncertain times. But then there was also an anticipation that he would bring his own passions and perspectives to the role, particularly in areas such as environmental sustainability and interfaith dialogue. The challenge of modernizing the monarchy while preserving the essence of it is perhaps the most significant challenge facing King Charles. Early indications suggest a more streamlined royal family with fewer working royals and a focus on core responsibilities. This approach aligns with public demands and the financial considerations his subjects may have, especially after the Great Pandemic. But that's not even half of it. Since becoming king, Charles has adopted a much more public-friendly stance in Britain that was starting to question the continued need for a monarchy. He always manages to appear more relaxed and friendly in these public outings than he used to, suggesting that he's recognized the work he has to do and has adapted to do it well. Some of the king's major public outings since his coronation include the very first Christmas speech he gave as king in 2022, where people turned out to be pleased that the king had addressed everyday issues faced by the average UK citizen. At his coronation in 2023, the typically traditional event had a new face, with multiple elements of modern culture included in it. These elements ranged from more recent music scores, commissioned from modern composers, to extensive digital and social media coverage. For the first time also, there were leaders of other faiths who played a significant role in the coronation ceremony, just as there was the unprecedented presence of female clergy, including the Right Reverend Sarah Mullally, the Bishop of London, who gave a sermon at the event, something only made possible by the Church of England's acceptance of female bishops into the fold in 2014. King Charles also made time in his busy schedule to King Charles's visit Northern Ireland in May of 2023, an action that sent strong, reassuring messages to the people that the king has no intention of ignoring any part or section of the United Kingdom whatsoever. Each time King Charles has appeared in public, the people seem to like him more, viewing him as a caring monarch who is interested in their lives. This marks a different view of him by the public when compared to how a lot of UK citizens saw him before he became king. King Charles's impromptu visit to Gram Bangla carries some extraordinary cultural significance that goes far beyond a simple culinary adventure. For years, the United Kingdom has prided itself on being a multicultural society, but in recent years, tensions have been increasing between various cultural groups. Not only has there been a notable increase in reports of hate speech targeting certain minorities, social media has inflamed the situation even more, amplifying divisive voices within the country. As the UK battles with questions surrounding immigration and national identity and the place of individuals of foreign cultures within UK society, certain movements have attempted to frame the UK's long-standing multiculturalism as its number one problem. The problem with this is that the increased tension between cultural groups can lead to a breakdown of community relations and social trust. Not just that, having a reputation for not being tolerant can reduce the attractiveness of the UK to international talent and investment, particularly when strained relations with minority groups lead to similar strained relationships with their countries of origin. This is why King Charles's actions, despite being so simple, are so important. His unique role as monarch in the UK system of government might not make him the head of government, but it does make him exceptionally suited for maintaining diplomatic relations, something traditionally done through state visits and cultural exchanges, but which the king obviously intends to modernize. While Queen Elizabeth's reign featured a more formal approach to public engagement that leaned towards being distant and having tight schedules, her son is clearly more in tune with the realities of the world he now finds himself in as monarch. Without a doubt, Charles has stepped into his own as a king. What remains to see is the impact of his reign on the United Kingdom. What do you think of King Charles's visit to the Bangladeshi restaurant? Was it really genuine? And how will that affect the rest of King Charles's reign? Let us know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video on your screen. You will enjoy it. Recent events have thrown the British royal family into the spotlight, revealing deep rifts and growing tensions within the institution. The public fallout began with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, where they discussed their struggles with royal life, alleged racism, and mental health issues. This marked the beginning of a series of incidents that have since strained relationships between family members. The passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022 further amplified these tensions as the family navigated leadership transitions, media scrutiny, and ongoing controversies. As the royal family grapples with these challenges, the once unified front is showing signs of significant division, leaving many to wonder what the future holds for the monarchy.
If you look at the coronation footage, as the king and queen leave the thrones and head for the exit of Westminster Abbey on the coronation Saturday, you'll see that everyone bows and curtsies to the king, and no one moves a limb, a muscle, when Camilla passes. And that was because they were angry with Camilla. Camilla brought 20 Parker Bowleses to the coronation. There were 4 Middletons. All the people that helped Camilla get the crown on her head were excluded from that coronation, and they were furious. And not only that, Kate and William were angry too. And that anger, of course, Harry was angry, that anger went right through that small part of the congregation by the throne, by the centre of Westminster Abbey.
Recent events have cast a spotlight on the British royal family, exposing tensions and divisions that have reshaped the public's perception of this storied institution. The unravelling began with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's candid interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021, an event that revealed deep-seated issues within the royal family and set the stage for subsequent controversies. In the interview, Harry and Meghan detailed their struggles with royal life, including allegations of racism and inadequate support for mental health issues. Meghan spoke openly about feeling isolated and unsupported, while Harry expressed his frustrations over the way his family handled these concerns. The interview not only shocked the public, but also triggered a seismic shift in the royal family's dynamics, leading to a broader discussion about race, mental health, and the role of the monarchy in modern Britain. The fallout from the interview was swift and dramatic. The royal family was forced to address the allegations, with Queen Elizabeth II issuing a statement emphasizing the importance of family unity and promising to address concerns privately. However, the damage was done, and the revelations fueled ongoing media scrutiny and public debate. The interview highlighted long-standing issues within the family, including the perceived treatment of Harry and Meghan compared to other members. The tensions were further exacerbated by the death of Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022. Her passing marked the end of an era and ushered in a new chapter for the monarchy under King Charles III. The transition of power brought its own set of challenges as the family adjusted to new roles and responsibilities. The period following the Queen's death was marked by a series of public and private events that tested the cohesion of the royal family. One notable development was the increasingly strained relationship between King Charles and his son, Prince Harry. Harry's decision to publish his memoir, Spare, in early 2023 added fuel to the fire. The book, which delves into Harry's experiences within the royal family, further illuminated the rifts between him and other family members. It included personal anecdotes and criticisms that were seen as a direct challenge to the monarchy's traditional image of unity and decorum. The publication of Spare led to a series of public statements and responses from various members of the royal family. King Charles and Prince William in particular were forced to navigate the fallout from the book's revelations. Their responses ranged from measured statements, emphasizing the need for privacy and respect, to more pointed criticisms of Harry's disclosures. The situation was compounded by ongoing media coverage, which often portrayed the royal family as fractured and at odds with one another. The intense scrutiny and constant reporting on every minor incident added to the perception of a deeply divided family. The media's focus on these divisions further strained relationships, making it difficult for the royal family to present a unified front. In addition to the personal and familial tensions, the royal family also faced challenges related to public perception and institutional credibility. The controversies surrounding Harry and Meghan's departure from royal duties and the subsequent media coverage raised questions about the monarchy's relevance and effectiveness in a modern, diverse society. The royal family's handling of these issues was closely watched and critiqued, contributing to the broader debate about the future of the monarchy. Amidst these challenges, King Charles III has sought to address the issues facing the royal family with a focus on reform and modernization. His approach has included efforts to streamline royal duties and to engage more directly with the public on issues of national importance. However, the transition has not been without its difficulties, and the royal family continues to grapple with the fallout from recent events. The divisions within the royal family have also been reflected in the public's response. While some have expressed support for Harry and Meghan, others have rallied behind the remaining members of the royal family, emphasizing the importance of tradition and continuity. The polarized opinions highlight the broader debate about the role and future of the monarchy in contemporary Britain. As the royal family navigates these turbulent times, it remains to be seen how they will reconcile their differences and move forward. The recent events have underscored the challenges faced by the monarchy in maintaining unity and relevance in a rapidly changing world. The royal family's ability to address these issues and to adapt to evolving expectations will be crucial in determining the future of this iconic institution. Recent events have cast a stark light on the British royal family, revealing significant internal divisions and challenges that have reshaped public perceptions of this storied institution. The narrative began with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's revealing interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021, which brought to the forefront a range of issues from alleged racism within the royal ranks to inadequate mental health support. Meghan's candid discussion about her isolation and Harry's frustration with the handling of their concerns shook the monarchy to its core, initiating a period of intense scrutiny and public debate. The situation intensified with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022, a pivotal moment that marked the end of an era and ushered in the reign of King Charles III. The transition from one monarch to another inevitably brought its own set of complications, including adjustments in roles and responsibilities for family members. The public and media focus shifted to how the new king would manage the monarchy amid these ongoing tensions. King Charles's attempt to address these issues was complicated further by the release of Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, in early 2023. The book, filled with personal revelations and criticisms, exposed further rifts within the royal family, particularly between Harry and other key members like Charles and Prince William. The memoir highlighted ongoing grievances and personal conflicts, making it clear that the challenges within the family were deeper and more complex than initially understood. The media's relentless coverage of these developments has amplified the sense of division, portraying the royal family as fragmented and struggling to maintain cohesion. This portrayal has only added to the public's fascination and speculation about the future of the monarchy. As the family deals with the fallout from these revelations and ongoing media scrutiny, they are also grappling with the broader implications for their role in modern Britain.